Hi everyone, it's Alex here from Workshop 12. Allow me to introduce the most beautiful display for your 2019 to 2023 GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverado. This Workshop 12 unit comes equipped with some hefty specs, 15.6 inches of 2K QHD display, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and the best of all, you don't get to lose anything from your factory stereo. I'm talking about BOSE amplifiers, steering wheel controls, 360-degree cameras, OEM microphones, the whole works. Let's not waste any time. Let's see what's in the box so you know exactly what each wire does, and then we're gonna follow it through with a full installation. Let's jump right in. So, what's in the box? First things first, we're gonna take a look at the main power wire. You're only gonna need one of them depending on your vehicle year. If your vehicle is a 2019 to 2020, you're gonna be using the 836A, and for 21 to 23, it's 836B. Essentially guys, you don't need to remember any of these numbers. Just whichever one plugs in, it will plug in. It only fits in one plug, so don't overwhelm yourself trying to figure out which one is which. We're gonna show you where all of these wires connect at the back of our unit in a second, but first, let's go through what every wire is. So these two are your power wires. Depending on the variation of your GMC or your Chevy Silverado, you might need to connect this. Then you have a back camera trigger wire. This here is for an additional backup camera, like a reverse camera or anything else that you need. The next thing is your LVDS cable. This here is what will allow you to show you or mimic your OEM OnStar system. You'll understand when we go to do the installation, but this also connects to the back of our unit, and there's a plug on the top portion, top right, I believe, where you would connect this to. All right, the buzzer. What is it? Do you need it? No, I don't know. I don't know if you need it. I'm gonna explain to you exactly what it does, and you be the judge on if you wanna install it or not. I personally have never installed this on any of our units. However, what this basically does is for your navigation prompts. Allow me to explain. What I mean by that is you're gonna have a bunch of different inputs or audio outputs on this unit. For example, the best way I like to explain it is, let's say you're driving on a beautiful summer day and you are listening to Sirius XM directly from your unit, like your original system, nothing to do with ours. It will be played on the screen via the InTouch app. But let's say you're navigating on CarPlay, which is a different input. It's not part of your original vehicle. So if you want to listen to the navigation prompts that are being produced by our wireless CarPlay physically on the unit, while you're still listening to your Sirius XM, then you're gonna wanna connect to the buzzer. If you never care about navigation prompts and you don't wanna worry about it, then don't connect it. The microphone, do you need it? No, you don't. Why do we include it? I have no idea. To be quite honest with you, the microphone is useless. Why? Because with this unit, you're going to retain the OEM mics that you have on your headliner. So do you need to connect this? No. You'll enjoy your original headliner microphone much more. GPS antenna. GPS antenna and then the LTE antennas. Okay, so let's talk about the LTE antennas first. What are they used for? Let's say you put a data plan, like a SIM card, to put on our unit, so you get to enjoy having internet access while you're driving down the road. This is what's gonna get the signal out there for you to enjoy. GPS antenna. Pretty much useless. You're never really gonna use the GPS antenna unless you're navigating directly with Google Maps or Waze or Apple Maps that you physically download on the unit, not on wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. When you're using wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto, it's using your phone as the GPS and not going to this antenna. There is an extension cable that you can buy on Amazon to connect to the OEM GPS antenna that's mounted on your roof, for those that feel more comfortable going that route. In reality, I always tell my customers, connect this and see how it is. Unless you live in a very rural area, then yes, you might want to get that extension to get that other GPS on your roof working. So where do these go? Legitimately, leave them nicely wrapped, just like this. Connect them, and then just leave them back there, okay? You don't actually need to wire them anywhere or fish them anywhere. If you want to get technical and you really want to put them on your dash or something, you can put them on like your A-pillar, or you can put them like at the bottom of your dash by the windshield. In reality, guys, I've always just put this back there inside the dash. Never really had any issues with it. RCAs. Are the RCAs needed? Sure. If you are planning on connecting the microphone, which I just told you you won't need, or if you're planning on connecting any additional cameras, like if you want to connect a front-facing camera, so when you're parking in a spot and you want to see what's in front of you, you can always connect that. Some people would get a front camera that mounts in your bumper, so then you can connect it to the CCD, or if you want to connect like a retro like gaming console or like a PlayStation 3 or PS4 and get an HDMI to RCA converter, then you'll be able to get to connect to these three to play a game on the unit. Now, please note that these are not audio outputs, okay? You cannot connect a subwoofer or an additional amplifier to our unit. You can, but the same way that you would do it with your original system, with an LOC, or known as a line output converter, where you will be able to have RCA connections for your subwoofer as well as your amp turn-on wire. So these RCAs are essentially only for your microphone, powering your camera with either 6 volt or 12 volt, your camera plug for an aftermarket camera, and then RCAs for any audio inputs, not outputs, and video input. That's that. SIM card. Your SIM card tray is for connecting your data. Like if you want to go to like Mint Mobile or your provider and get a data plan. I need to be very clear here, guys. This is a 4G SIM card tray. So you need to get a 4G or 4G, 5G plan, but AT&T and Verizon love to be a little particular. And for some odd reason, we've only had one customer that actually made it work with Verizon. However, Mint Mobile is the place to go. Shout out to Mint Mobile. $15 a month, unlimited everything. And you can't go wrong with $15 a month. And it's good service as well. And you do get a cell phone, like a number, and you get to do unlimited calls and unlimited texting. I know what you're gonna say, who cares about the calls and the texting, but think of it, the bright side is if you're stranded somewhere and your phone broke or something and you need to call someone, that's a backup plan that you can always use. But the reason you wanna go with Mint Mobile is because it's the best, most affordable plan, plus for $15, it gives you everything that you need. So you can't go wrong with that. Or any prepaid plan. This and the USB ports will be fished in the glove box. I'm gonna show you where you're gonna fish it to. The USB ports are used for, let's say you have a USB with a bunch of music that you wanna plug into so you can listen to it directly on the unit. And yes, I know what you're thinking. You can still use the USB, your OEM USB for music and to be able to enjoy streaming your music with the USB, but this is going to take it to another level. It's going to be much easier to see on a big screen, and maybe you want to watch a video and you have a video on a you have a video on a USB stick that you want to maybe play, you'll play it from here. But most importantly, if I ever need to send you any updates or anything like that, if there's a bug going on or something and I need to send you an update, this is where we're going to be doing the updates on. So SIM card and USBs, put them in your glove box. And finally, you have the beautiful trims. These trims just simply go right on here on each side. Oops. One right here and one on the other side to cover the T10 screw that will go right in there. And there you have it. Now we're gonna go and plug all of this into the unit, show you where everything goes. and then we're gonna go ahead and do the installation. All right guys, we're gonna start with the main power. Main power is gonna connect to the biggest slot here. Just keep in mind guys, everything has a dedicated slot, so don't force anything in. Then you have this harness here for, depending on the variant of your vehicle, most of you might not need this, but if you do, it will just go right in here, okay? Then you have the USB ports. The USB ports, you're gonna notice that all the plugs have little guidelines on them. So this one here has one guideline, two guideline, and one on the side here. Boom, fits right there. So that's the USBs. This one here is for the back trigger wire for any additional cameras. That's just gonna plug in right in here. Then you have the buzzer, which again, no one really ever uses, but if you are going to use it, it's gonna go right in here. And then we have the SIM card tray, two guidelines, and then we have another guideline here on the side, connect to here, okay? Then RCAs, that's gonna go right in here on the last slot. The LVDS cable fits right in here. Boom. Then you have your GPS antennas, which would be the blue one here, connects to this blue one. And then you have your LTE antennas, which will connect to the gold prongs here. So we'll do 1 and 2. There it is. And for those, if you want to use the aftermarket microphone, it would connect to this right here. And that's it. And then technically, if you connected every single thing, the only thing you'll be left over with would be the additional power wire, depending on the vehicle, like your year. But then other than that, you won't have anything. In reality, to just have the unit functioning, you just need to have the power wire and this wire right here. Everything else can practically not be connected. We're gonna jump right in to see how that all gets put into the car and show you a full install. All right guys, so now that we are in the vehicle, the first thing we're gonna wanna do is grab your provided packing tool, where we're gonna start removing the trim up here. And you're just gonna gently pop this off. And now we're gonna set this trim somewhere safe. And now we're gonna start removing the bottom cover for the bucket here, as well on this side here. However, on this side, on the driver's side, you're gonna notice that there's a little square, which will get the camera a little closer so you guys can see. You're gonna have to pop off that cap to expose a screw that you'll have to remove. I'll show you how that's done in a second. In the meantime, I'm gonna remove this one. In reality, guys, my fingers are too big and my hands are too big to be squeezing in here. You don't actually need to remove the whole entire side panel here. As long as it has enough clearance for you to expose the centerpiece here for the wireless charging thing here, that's fine. So don't try to stress yourself on trying to remove this trim here, okay? We're gonna bring the camera here so we can show you where this bolt is that we'll need to remove and start taking off the driver's side panel. All right guys, this is the cap that you're gonna have to pop off with your provided packing tool, and then you will expose the bolt that's on here. All right guys, as you know that there's a bolt here, I'm gonna show you a little handy dandy trick that I like to use. If you're not sure of what the size of that bolt is and you don't wanna keep going back and forth to try to get the right socket, all you need to do is legitimately put a little bit of pressure on your finger here on that bolt. Then you go to your toolbox, you'll see that it leaves a mark here. Grab one that would look like it would fit. In this case, it's a 7, and then you'll be able to proceed on removing that bolt. So now guys, that we have this side here exposed and we remove the panel on the driver's side here on the side, now what we're gonna need to do is open up the armrest compartment here, and you're gonna grab your provided tool, removal tool, dash tool thingy, majiggy, and you're going to just start putting it on here. I don't know if the camera can capture that, but it's essentially going to be, you're gonna just put it in here and start twisting. By the way, guys, these clips, wow, they're solid clips. They're really good, strong, built strong. Wait, this is a GM, not a Ford. Cut to commercial. No, I'm kidding. So now that we have exposed these, they're all on clips now. All right. And now we're just going to grab this and gently pull it towards the cabin so it can come out. We have here 1 bolt, 2 bolt. So we're gonna use our 7 mil here to unscrew these 2 screws. So now we're gonna grab the T10 Torx to remove the following screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now that we removed all of the bolts here, this T10 screws and the 2 bolts down here, you're gonna wanna start grabbing your provided packing tool and start just getting this clipped off. Okay guys, this trim here is beautiful. You will absolutely have a joy removing this bottom trim here. So after a few attempts, what you're going to do is you're going to notice that once you put this here, I don't know if the camera will be able to capture this, but essentially you see how here the trim is like on the side panel here. So what you're gonna wanna do is bring it outwards, bring it out, and then you'll be able to evenly take it out, okay? And you're gonna wanna do that on each side. Just take your time taking this off, guys. You don't wanna break anything, because why in the world do we need to take this out? Great question. That's because there are 2 other T10 screws, 1 over here and 1 over here. So making a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 T10 screws, plus the 2 bolts that were a little behind there, okay guys? So now we're gonna go ahead, remove the, okay. So now that we removed all of the screws, it's gonna be as simple as 1, 2, and 3, okay? So you're gonna have to start from the top, boom, grab the sides, boom, done. So I'm gonna bring the camera closer here so you guys can see all of the connections and how we go about unplugging things. All right guys, so we're gonna start removing the top cables first, because they're the shortest, and then we're gonna start with the bottom. First one is gonna be this one here. It's gonna be the one that actually displays the LVDS connector, so you wanna be fragile with that. There's a little white clip here that you're going to essentially push out, like that, and then you're gonna stick your non-existing nails and squeeze the little tab here and just gently wiggle it right out. Then you got this red one here. Same concept, okay? Gonna release it and stick your nails, done. Okay, now you're gonna see we have a few other ones, same concept. Okay guys, for the cigarette lighter here, okay? Literally the most difficult plug. What you need to do is you're gonna pop off that red locking mechanism, but then in a very hidden location, you're going to see that there is this little insert right here. On the physical brown piece here, you're gonna see a little hole. Just stick this tool here in here after you release the locking mechanism. And as you're pushing on here, pull out and then it will come out. Just remember guys, take your time, okay? It's all fun. Don't get overwhelmed, just gently take your time. That way we do things right. Right now, what we're going to go do is we're going to go to the truck bed here to remove all of these, your USBs, cigarette lighter, and your trailer brake here, to transfer it over to the new unit. And then we'll proceed to make all the other connections on the new unit. All right, guys, we're gonna start off by removing the USB-C and USB-A, and then we'll proceed to move the outlet and the trailer brake and the cigarette lighter here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna push on these little tabs here, and then once it does that, you're gonna grab the other ones and push, and it just pops right out. You're gonna do the same thing with this one here, so we're gonna lay it down on a little bit of a flatter surface here, and we're gonna gently put this away, and then we're just gonna grab the tab here, and as well as the one below. And my recommendation is, as you're using your packing tool to push on the clips, put a slight pressure to push it out. That way the clips don't have to stay like, you'll understand when you're doing it, I promise. Okay. This one here is held on a little bit different with these clips. So you're gonna just wanna gently remove these, like gently. And this one goes in outwards, opposite of the other ones. Little tab here. Oops, if I can get it, but you don't wanna push too much. And then, there we go. Same concept, putting a little bit of pressure as you're doing that. All right, guys, now we're going to do the cigarette lighter here. So the cigarette lighter has two little clips inside, one on this side and the other one on the down here. What you're gonna wanna do is leave the cap open. You're gonna turn this around. You're gonna grab your handy dandy flathead. And this is gonna be a pretty tricky one, guys. You're gonna wanna put this tab here is the one that is from the inside there. And then there's another one over here. You're gonna start off with one. Just gently, make sure you don't want to break these clips, guys. So just gently lift it and put pressure. That way it doesn't lock in place. And then you're going to want to do the same thing with this one here. And you're going to want to, and that's it. And then it will just slide right out like that. And now the housing here is going to have little tiny tabs here. You can use your packing tool for this. You're gonna push and hold it, and then do the same thing for this side, and it just comes off nice and easy. Now the final step that we have is going to be removing this row of buttons here. So we're gonna have to grab our torque bit here and just remove 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we can proceed to transfer everything over. Oh yeah, and we're gonna remove the clips, the fans as well. The ones for the T10s are used for the interior bolts, the 6 of them that was to remove this. And then of course, T20 for these, because it would be boring if we have to use all of the same T-torque thingies. So remove this, 1. And then now this just comes off nice and easy. We'll leave that to the side. And then now let's go ahead and start removing the fans here. So these fans, guys, you want to be very gentle with them. You can use the packing tool, or you can use a small little flathead, as long as you're just careful. But I would start with first doing the bottom, like the bottom, and then working your to the top. So as you're grabbing your hand to put a little bit of pressure upwards here, you're going to, that way it holds the clip in place, so it looks something like that. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other one. The only problem is my packing tool here is just a little slanted here, so I'm going to use a flathead. I'm just going to expose the first one just like that, and then the next one like that. Once it comes off, you can proceed to do the top part by doing exactly the way you did it, and then everything just comes off nice and smoothly. Ta-da! All right, guys, we're gonna start with the fans. So same exact way you removed the first one, the original one, you just put the same thing. So make sure these clips are just gonna align into these tabs here, and you're just gonna go boom, boom. Wow, satisfying clicks. Done. Now, this one, you're gonna grab these tabs, put them inside these little insert here, 1 and 2. Make sure they're all aligned. Push them right in. And now that everything isn't aligned here, you just push and push until everything clips into place. Now the little buttons here, we're gonna just same exact way, grab the same screws. Important, very important. If you're gonna be using any sort of power tool, guys, please, please, please make sure the battery is almost dead or like it's weak, okay? Or one that isn't very powerful. These are screws, metal screws going into plastic. They don't have to be over tightened. This one here, same exact way as, same exact way as all of them were plugged in. You're just gonna clip everything in place here. Looks beautiful. All right, guys, so now we're gonna fish the SIM card tray as well as the 2 additional USB ports in the glove box. Super duper easy. All you're gonna need to do is the following. You're going to open up the glove box. From each side, you're gonna just apply a little bit of pressure to drop it a little bit more. You're going to notice that there's a hole here, like to fish the wire. All you need to do is grab the wire here, fish it through. Same thing with this one, fish it through. And now I'm gonna go on the other side there to grab it. Once you guys do that, all you need to do is grab the other end of the wires here. We have one, and where's the other one? And there it is. You have your USB ports with the SIM card right in here, hidden away from everything. That way you do not need to worry about wires everywhere. Now we're gonna grab the unit, proceed to do the rest of the installation and show you where every plug goes back into. Now we're gonna start from the very bottom here. Cigarette lighter, boom, clipped on, and we're gonna secure the tab here. This here does not need to be connected. This is the only plug, guys, that you do not need to connect to anything, so you can just leave it there. And then the main power one, plug it in here. Okay. And now, do we have any connectors missing? So let's take a look. We need to actually transfer 2 clips. So you're gonna just take them out from your old one. If they're not clipping in, just bend them and bend the sides here so the little teeth can bite on it. And then you're going to be able to clip this right on here. Okay, very important, so everything can set smoothly, one over here and one on that side. Now we're going to go ahead and just put everything as nice and tucked in as we possibly can. All right, guys, after you do all the plugs, make sure everything is working. Do a test fit before putting in all the screws. Make sure the screen's operating as it should, that you can see your original infotainment, that you can, your trailer brakes, all this stuff at the bottom works, your buttons here work. And then if all that is done, congratulations, let's start finalizing the install. So we're gonna grab the T10 bolts here and start making, start screwing them on. All right, guys, now that we have put the glove box back in its place, we put 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the other 2 bolts. That's it. Now we just have to put one bolt here on the side panel and finish off the look by putting this beautiful little caps on to complete the fit and finish of this unit. And of course, you get your satisfying clicks. We're about to go ahead and do a quick software walkthrough and show you how to connect the unit to the original OnStar Bluetooth. That way you'll be able to hear all the music being produced. All right, guys, so the beautiful Workshop 12 Tesla style screen is absolutely stunning and brings this car to life. Press the 4 squares to open up your app drawer, and you're gonna click and touch here. As you can see, this is a straight mimic of your original vehicle. So what you guys are gonna wanna do now is connect the Workshop 12 Bluetooth to the GMC IntelliLink Bluetooth. To do that, all you're gonna do is click on like the phone here, connect phone, you're gonna go add device, you're gonna click on this little circle, and you're gonna see here that it says My GMC. You're gonna click pair, and then you're gonna click pair, and now you are connected. If you guys are listening to, for example, the radio, and you're listening to Sirius XM, and all of a sudden you want to listen to a song on YouTube, or you want to listen to CarPlay or anything like that outside of this app here, you're going to want to go to the Bluetooth that you just connected, GT6. That way you'll be able to hear whatever audio is being produced directly on the tablet and not from your original OnStar. Once we have done that, that is amazing. The next thing you're gonna wanna verify is your reverse camera working? And if those that have the full 360-degree camera, is it working? So our tailgate is off. So as you can see, you can select here all the different things you have. And for those that have a full-blown 360-degree camera, you'll be able to view it all right on here. At nighttime, once you turn on your lights, you're going to notice that the unit goes into dark mode, and then you have the beautiful rainbow colors on the buttons. We get asked many times, Alex, cool, I like the rainbow colors. Can we make them one color? Absolutely. That would be very boring if we can't. So you would open up the app door here and click on ambient light set, and you would just go ahead and adjust the colors to whatever you want. You can also adjust the hue of that color. So if you want to make it match, for example, here the rest of the color is pretty much white. So if you want to do a white one, you would go right ahead and do that. And then you'll be able to just play around with this to just make it what makes it match perfectly. I mean, this is pretty spot on here. And then you got the white look here for the ambient light set. All right, guys, we're gonna connect our iPhone to the unit for wireless CarPlay so you can take a look at how it all looks. What you're gonna wanna do is first, you're gonna wanna open up here. You're gonna click on Bluetooth here, and you're gonna click on the little paper clip on the top. What you're gonna wanna do is you wanna connect your iPhone to this iPhone right here. This Bluetooth name right here. So we're gonna go ahead and connect to this Bluetooth. So we're gonna grab our device, connect to it. All right, now that the unit's connected to Bluetooth, what you're gonna wanna do is go into Car Auto here. And on the phone, you should be prompt saying use CarPlay. You're gonna click connect. And now that's it. Once you've done that, remember guys that it doesn't work via Bluetooth. You're gonna notice that the Bluetooth now it says not connected under the first one here. That is because it connects via hotspot. If I were to go back here and click on Wi-Fi, you're gonna notice that we're connected to the GT6 Wi-Fi, okay? So that's, you guys are gonna wanna make sure that you have your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth enabled. If you wanna go ahead and now, let's say, use Wi-Fi, then you are going to lose the ability of using CarPlay. So for those that have the OnStar Wi-Fi, I tell you guys this, who gives a crap about CarPlay to begin with, just connect the unit to Wi-Fi, download every single app you have from your phone right on here, and because you're gonna have unlimited Wi-Fi, just go ahead and enjoy the unit in a better way possible. Now that being said, if you're adamant and wanna use Apple CarPlay, then open up the glove box, put a SIM card in there for data, and then now you'll be able to use CarPlay and internet access all at the same time. Now, if you want to activate Siri, all you need to do is press and hold on the bottom here. What time is it? And that is how you're going to use Siri, or you can press it once here to open up the maps, what's playing, and if you open it again, it's going to tell you all the apps that you have available on here. No, guys, YouTube will not be here. Netflix will not be here. You cannot be using that while driving, so CarPlay is not going to allow you to do that. So that is when you're going to be pressing the home button and use whatever app you want physically that's connected onto the device. There you guys have it, the beautiful Workshop 12 Tesla-style display for your GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverado. If you guys have any questions or you need assistance with installation, software walkthroughs, or anything like that, please do not hesitate to reach out. Me and my team will be more than happy to assist you. Thank you for your support, and that's it for now. Till next time, peace.